Hey everyone, this is Charmaine from Fantastic Crafts. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful Friday. Today we're going to be making this four-fold card. Now, there are a lot of measurements, and the only reason there's a lot of measurements is because this card has multiple matte layers. So please don't get overwhelmed by it. Just take it step by step, and this card just comes out so magical, so wonderful, and you can make this card amazing. I kind of decorated the way I wanted to for my twin nieces whose birthday is coming up soon, but you can definitely make it any way you'd like. To begin this card, you're going to start with the base of the card. So that's going to measure 5.5 by 11.5, and you are going to score that at the long side at 1/4 inch, then at 3 3/4 inches, and then at 7 1/4 inches. Then you're going to turn this cardstock around clockwise and score at 5 1/8. Now, when you score that, you're not going to go completely down to the end of the paper. You're just going to end and stop at that last score line. As you can see, I did not go past that score line right there. So I didn't score the whole piece of cardstock, just stopped at that score line. That last score line that we created was simply to guide us so we can cut that little tab off. This is what's going to create this fold for us. Once you have that cut out, all you're going to do is you're going to fold and crease at those score lines. And what I do to fold and crease this is I do the mountain valley fold. So I alternate it from mountain fold to valley fold, and that gives this card the four fold, and it just kind of folds in very nicely. What you actually created right now is a 3-fold card, but see that little tab right there? That is where you're going to be inserting your next panel, and that is what's going to create your 4-fold card. So you're simply going to have adhere that panel to that tab right there, and then just glue that on. And you'll see that there's a little tiny piece that's just kind of showing on the top there, and all I did was I just simply trimmed that part off. By the way, the size of that little panel is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. All the measurements and the supplies I've used will be listed in my blog post, and you can check that out, and I will have that link on the description box below. So you really want to check that out because it kind of has a more in detail kind of step-by-step instruction on how to create this card. So in addition with this and that, the blog post, you will be able to make this card very easily and very simply. Off camera, I did create this background paper using multiple of the Maymay made it stamp sets, and once again I will have that listed in the blog post. And I didn't film me doing this just because all I do when making background papers or my own designer paper is I start with the largest stamp set, and I stamp that a few times, and I usually like to keep it at odd numbers, so 3 or 5, and then I go on with the second largest stamp set and do the same thing, and I do that until I like where it's going, and then at the end I take the smallest stamp sets and kind of fill in the blanks with the smallest stamp sets. As I've mentioned before, this card has a lot of matte layers, so a lot of measurements, but don't get scared because of the measurements. It's very simple. All you have to do is look at these instructions and measurements, and you'll be able to figure it out really quickly. I promise you, this card looks difficult because of all the measurements, but it's just measurements. It's just cardstock. It's the matte layers. But other than that, it's a straightforward, very fun card to create, and I really hope you guys make it. So once you have all the pieces cut together, you just cut and you just glue together all the matte pieces, and I decided to just go with my designer paper being smaller, but you could do the whole panel with your designer paper. Then I put some double-sided sticky tape on the backs of my panels, and then I had this little ribbon in my stash that I decided I wanted to use, and it's like little banners, so I thought it would be fitting for a birthday card, so I just simply put that on the top, and then I wrapped it where the double-sided tape was onto the back. Once I had my ribbons in place, I just glued these panels onto my card base itself, and most of our card is completed. Now You can stamp sentiments onto where the back cardstock is, but I didn't have a sentiment that would fit my needs. Once again, this is a card for my twin nieces, so I wanted to, and they're turning 2, by the way. So I wanted to make it a little bit more personalized. So what I did is I took a Nouveau glitter marker and then I wrote my message. Once again, you can stamp your sentiment, you can draw your sentiment, print your sentiment, whatever it is that you want to do, but I decided it would be best if I did this. Before I actually start writing my sentiment, I wanted to show you how this card opens and closes. I really wanted to show how neat it is and how different kind of card this is. And it's an A2 size card. It fits into an A2 size envelope. This card has 4 panels, and I could just only imagine how much you guys would have fun with this, and truly how creative you guys can get with a card like this. For this next part, I just decided to keep it very simple, so I used a Nouveau marker in the silver, and what I did was in each panel I wrote a little message. What I wanted to write was double the trouble equals double the love. And then on the last panel, what I did was I wrote happy birthday to both my girls, something like that. It was really cute. And I didn't do anything fancy. I just let this Nouveau glitter marker do the work for me. It's the shimmery marker, so it already has a lot of character to it, and it's just beautiful. So I didn't want to do any fancy lettering or anything with it, just because it's beautiful on its own. So yeah, as you can see in the last panel, I just wrote happy birthday to the 2 of you. I think that's what I wrote, since they're turning 2. And there you have it. That's my design team card for Maymay Made It. It is a 4-fold fun card, and it is an absolutely fun card to create, and I know you guys can really use your creativity and really do a lot with this kind of a card. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope I really was able to explain how to create this card. And once again, if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to actually comment below and ask me, and I will try my best to answer your questions. And please, please, please like this video, share, and subscribe. Until next time, everyone, have a great day. Bye.